Welcome back to another episode of Aunt and Andrew with Family's Everything.
Until it's not. Oh my Lord.
Lots happening. Southern Chimes back at they knew it. They were dragging us. They were dragging us. We thought the show was over. It's back, baby.
Andrew and I at the end of every episode say, who's your mess this episode?
The
Let's
whole
start
cast.
with who the mess was. No, Shep was the ultimate in
Oh, of
mess.
course.
I mean,
But so is Sienna. So is
no,
Madison.
I'm going to tell you, I came around on Sienna this episode.
Oh, good. Guys, kill her. Crucify her in the comments.
No, I
Crucify
want to
her
tell
in
you,
the
this
comments.
is what, first of all, I want her necklace because I did like it.
She did not communicate well with him at all.
Oh,
She said she
terrible.
loved him.
Who says? Did we hear
Sienna
it?
said that.
Did we ever hear her
She
say
never
those
denied
words?
it.
Okay. All right. I'm going to say this. Craig is a dick of a
But he's a
friend.
pathetic, but he's pathetic. I'm just
All
saying
right.
I think
I
she's an
wrote,
asshole too.
I wrote in the beginning, the first 5 minutes, Craig is a dick of
No,
a
he's
friend.
not.
Shep is whipped. Um, um, oh, Whitney is a drunk.
No, Whitney is a waste.
He's a drunk. And Sienna, amazingly, I'm going to give her credit for one thing. She
What?
showed up
Because
because
she
I
wanted to be
didn't
on
think
camera.
he would.
She wanted to be on camera.
That's all I'm going to say. And Austin is lost.
No.
Yeah, Austin's lost. He has, first of all, he has no storyline at all this year. He doesn't even have a sub story. He has nothing this year.
Yeah, but he's lucky. Everyone's a mess. So he's going to make it fine through.
He has no story. We have the Craig subtext of we know what's going on with Paige. We've got pathetic Shep. We've got Madison dealing with her husband's cancer
He
and
doesn't have
wanting another
cancer.
baby. But
It's
he
all gone.
did.
Guaranteed. Who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah, okay. But we have all that going on. We've got this, that. We've got JT. We've got
Vanita, obsessed with
Vanita.
JT.
Yeah, she is
We got
obsessed with
Leva
him.
coming in on FaceTime once every 2 episodes.
Just to
Yeah,
what?
she's going
Just
to
to
the
promote.
reunion.
I don't get that at all.
Well, it's because
At
they filmed the Southern
all.
Charm reunion, or they filmed the Southern Hospitality reunion 2 days later. Because I
Yeah.
watched that the other night, and when Andy says hi, Leva, she goes, "Hi, long time no see," and then they wrote
Oh, and
underneath
it
it,
was that.
48 hours ago, the Southern Charm reunion was filmed.
I'm
And
gonna.
JT got brought up in the Southern Hospitality reunion as
Oh.
starting a rumor between all those young people he was involved in.
Is he doing this and we don't see it, or is
I don't
he
know. He
just
went
the
to the bar and
scapegoat?
then got involved in a big drama on Southern Hospitality. They had to show a picture of him because in the reunion his name got brought up, and then on the screen came JT from Southern Charm. He got dragged into
Oh.
their drama, and they're all 20 years younger than him.
Oh, he's just the scapegoat
He's
at
a
this point.
schoolgirl. No, he loves it. He loves the gossip.
He does love the gossip. I want to tell you though, my feeling with Sienna, and we'll get into it, is I am not sure if she should be portrayed as the villain here or not.
Okay. How do you
Because, like,
figure?
well, because she started dating casually a guy. She spent 3 days with him in Charleston, does not make a love affair.
Okay,
It
no, no.
makes 3 days in Charleston and then some talking on the phone.
They
And he
went
went
to
down to,
Europe
they went to Europe? When
with
did they
his
say that?
family
No,
in
he said,
Italy.
I wanted you to go to Europe with my family.
No, I think she went for a few days and then she left.
I didn't take it. I thought he said, I wanted you to meet my.
He
Oh,
met,
I didn't take it that
yes,
they.
I
Oh,
think he
well,
said
that's
he met
different.
his
Then I take
nephew,
back
all
everything.
that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, then I take it all back. I
Now, it
thought
doesn't
he
change that
wanted
she
them
wanted
to
it to go
go.
slower.
I
Listen,
think they were on different paths.
okay, I'm going to go to a good example, my personal one.
There's a song by Bonnie Raitt that says, I can't make you love me if
Yes,
you
we know
don't.
that. We know that.
All
Remember
right.
when you met the kid that I dated that was worth 200 million like 3
Yes.
days after I met him?
Yes.
Yeah.
I always
And
liked them.
I know you did because he had 200 million.
I
You
like
didn't know
people.
much else about him.
Yeah, that's okay.
Neither did I, quite frankly. Then I started to get to know him, and I then was a little too intense, right? And
Okay.
he ran, not, and it should have ran. We were not meant to be together. But the
Right.
reality is, it doesn't mean just because you meet family, like she still could have had the intention that it should have gone slower. Like it doesn't mean that like she expected Shep to be all over her the way he was and be super intense.
Yeah,
I'm
he
not
was
saying
too
that.
much.
I'm not saying that, but her portrayal that like they were just friendly dating is not true either.
Well,
But the reality
we're
is,
not in a relationship, she said.
yes, but the reality is you didn't say that until you acted as if you were in one. You let him believe like he was in one. And then when the cameras were up and you were at the final moment of you guys never speaking again, that's when you brought that up. Like, so I don't give her credit because she could have spoken up and actually advocated for herself and been like, wait a minute, you're getting like way too ahead of yourself here. She never did until he overdid it. And then she was like, wait a minute, I didn't think of it that way. And I think that was very convenient.
Yes, but I also think she's young.
Oh
Let's
yeah, yeah. I'm
face
not
it, she's
blaming her. No.
26, he's
He's the loser.
44.
He should have known. He has the life experience. He's been in the relationships. And as Taylor and Madison have said, he's getting a taste of his own
Of his
medicine.
own medicine,
But
which
it
he
doesn't
needed.
mean that she's innocent in it either. But I just think she has the get out of jail free card because she's the younger one, immature. He's definitely the one on the show. She had a lot of temptation. He was the pathetic little puppy that lost his way.
Yeah, but I didn't like she gave him the signs. She wasn't there to see him at the airport. She didn't pick up the phone. She
No, of
just
course.
casually showed up when it was good for
But
her.
that was
She said she
just
was
in the
going
Bahamas.
home.
He
Yes, I
that
get that.
you have to remember they were there for like what 3 4 days. He was flailing. They stretched it into 3 weeks for us, but they weren't there for 3 weeks.
No,
So
I
on
know.
the
It was
final
like 3
episode, we
days.
see it. That was like day
Mhm.
4. They make every day an episode on this, like on when they're on a trip. So
Yeah,
like imagine by day 4 going down there thinking, oh, she's been distant. All I need to do is see. I've been in his shoes.
I know.
Someone
You said that.
someone distance themselves when your relationship is long distance and you don't talk that much and then you go see them and it's like usually like it you get right you hope that it brings you right back to where you were the last time you saw them,
Yeah,
but if
right. But
that
it
distance
doesn't.
continues and then you're in
Mm.
front of your and then to put your friends there on
Oh,
top of
yeah.
it. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember when I was going to try to save my relationship that is obviously now saved. But when I was flying out to Indiana to try to save my relationship with Brad, and he wasn't really ready for it, and I pushed myself on it because it was like still very raw, and it was like he wasn't being real with his feelings. I wasn't either. I
Mm.
thought this whole thing, it was like it made it worse, but I felt like the victim. I looked like this monster. But some people, if you had watched us, they would have been like, well, Brad didn't do anything. Andrew did. Like, but the reality is like, no, 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 no. He could have given me a heads up. Like when you go to visit someone, you expect that you're gonna get like what you know from that person. And then if you add your friends into the mix filming a television show, I can only imagine what Shep was feeling.
Yeah.
He
Well,
was
I
getting
can
ditched in real
totally.
time
Yeah.
on television for the world
Hmm.
to see. He couldn't control his narrative. He made a huge mistake. And so he just kept fighting for her and fighting for her and fighting for her.
But
And she had
pathetic,
already
like a
told him
puppy
no.
dog.
She had already said
So
no.
sad. I was actually surprised she showed up for that dinner. I
Well, she
wasn't
did for the
surprised
camera
that she
time and to
left,
create her own
but
narrative.
you didn't hear her say at any point in the evening, I can't accept this necklace. It's too nice.
Thank
No,
you.
she walked right off with it. But I did love when Taylor said, oh, I got the same necklace.
And then he goes, that was a great white. This one's different. How about when Whitney showed up at Madison's room with like his tattoos and his like weird outfit? Whitney, stick if you're gonna be the disaster that you are with all the money that you are, get some veneers. Your teeth look terrible for the amount of money you have. They're gonna keep getting worse. Go get a trainer or go get some body sculpting done because you literally look like a like literally
A
you
56-year-old man?
Whitney pushed me. I haven't even told you this yet.
Oh,
I went to the gym twice this week after seeing
oh,
Whitney
because he's a mess. And you
Friday
don't want to
and
end
this
up like
morning.
him? Or what? Oh, really?
Yes,
Good for you.
because I don't want to end up like him. Because I don't want to look like a flabby guy with like weird looking skinny. Because I'm normally skinny just based
Yeah,
how I
you're
am.
skinny. Yeah, he's
But
thin. Yeah,
yeah. And
he's
so when you
skinny.
kind of have that kind of body type, it's trust me. Ask my father. Ask your husband, who always have to fight to make sure they don't gain weight. When you don't gain weight,
Yeah.
like me naturally,
Yeah, yeah,
that is
yeah.
a gift. Go to the gym, tone it up a little bit. Whitney, go
Yeah,
to the
that's
gym,
true.
tone it up a little bit. You
Oh,
look gross.
he was a mess. And I gotta
Yes.
say, he
Dinner was
was
another level too.
Whitney. I gotta give it to him.
Oh
He
yeah, he
knows where
stirs the
the
pot.
show is going. So tell me, after he just asked Shep, did she break up with you? And he said, yeah. He has the audacity to sit there at dinner and go, so where do you see yourselves? Do you see yourself like being living in two cities, like half the time in the Bahamas, half the time in Charleston. No, she just dumped him. Why are you saying this? I'm sorry. I thought it was funny. I will give this group credit for one thing. They are mean. They are a mean group, but they stick together in their meanness. Like they all went after JT. This time they all went after Sienna. They stick together in their meanness.
But they also didn't want her to come to dinner. So it wasn't that they
What?
wanted to make her, they didn't want to attack her. Shep put her there.
He
And I think that it's
did.
great that they had his back. The reality that I think was so
She
funny
did.
is I don't know who said it, I think it was Rodrigo. He's actually, this is the problem. I think Bravo, keep the mic on Rodrigo and share his comments because he's
Yes.
funny now. Now
Yes.
I'm finding it funny now. He goes, this is the part of dinner I like. This is the fun part.
No, he said, this is the part I don't like. And she said, why? And he said, this is when they're fakest.
Oh, yeah,
They're
yeah, yeah.
fakest. And because once they get drunk,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
all
yeah.
starts coming out. In the beginning of the night, it's all just like pleasantries and we've got our act together. But then they get messy. And he
Yeah.
actually doesn't like the fakeness. He
I'm
likes
liking him now. He's making me
I
laugh.
know. I thought he was a little bit more
Yeah, and maybe they got to
interesting.
get
I
the
wrote
hot
that
mic
down
moments of
of
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo.
Maybe because he actually showed up and was on a trip for 4 days instead of coming and going once a month in the cast. That's why we got a little bit of personality from him.
Yeah, and they did. Everybody put her on the spot to a degree, except Austin wasn't too hard.
That's probably
Craig,
because he likes to go after Shep's exes like Taylor. So he's probably waiting to
maybe,
make sure he doesn't want to
maybe.
burn a bridge.
But Craig was nasty to her, but fine because he just like had no. Was Craig on something? Was he drinking?
No, he was drunk. Yeah, of course.
Okay, no, because I thought he was an alcoholic at the
He is.
end,
He's saying he is one and he watches his drinking because
well,
of
he was
that.
wasted.
Yeah, but he's on vacation. I think his whole thing is the reason why he's had to stay clear of Austin. We can just get into that.
Mm.
Is because he's had to make really hard choices to not go cold turkey, to not be like I'm an addict to the world. And I think his like he just got drunk, and so instead of you know what, sober or drunk words or sober thoughts, right? And so I think that when
Oh, is that how it goes? Drunk
so he
words or
said
sober thoughts.
yeah,
Okay.
no shit. Remember after at the end of the day of your mom's services and you got all emotional telling me how much you loved me and my partner? It's because you love us all the time, Auntie. That's why. You just
I
don't want to
did.
be
I
that
did.
invulnerable all the time. But you were drunk
I
and you
never
were
want to
like,
be.
I love it was more to Brad than me. You were like,
Yes.
I'm so happy you found each other. It was so but yes, of course, drunk thoughts are
So
sober
drunk
work
words are
or
sober
sober
thoughts.
thoughts.
I'm going to
Yes.
write that down.
So think about
That's
it. I'm
funny.
not saying
I did get a little maybe I was beyond the
it was like a
legal.
12-hour day and you didn't start at the beginning. You did it after the services,
No, it
at the
was late
bereavement,
at
at
the
her house. Like,
end.
come on, it's justified.
No, I'm going to tell
You
you,
also
it was a
weren't
long day.
sloppy. You just were emotional.
I didn't cry when my mother died a tear
Yeah, you didn't.
at all.
Yeah.
When she died, I didn't cry. When we had a
It was
funeral
business
planning for
until
it,
it
it was
wasn't.
business. And then when she was buried,
Yeah, that's
and
when
we
you
got to
broke
the
down.
restaurant, and all of the food was set up, and everything was the way we
Mm-hmm.
planned. And I went up to the bartender, and she looked at me. I'll share this with everybody. And they said, and the bartender looked at me, and it was a woman, and she said, "Did you bury your mother today?" I said, "I did." And she goes, "Honey, I'm just gonna keep on pouring them for you."
Good.
And she did, and I kept on doing them. And then when everybody was leaving, I broke down
She
because
also did a speech at the bereavement, but it wasn't that bad. It was very nice. I will say that I say this just because
I
like
wanted everybody to get up and say
I
something.
did.
Whatever.
I
I know
did on
you
behalf of my cousins. Didn't I?
should. Everybody should. I
Didn't
don't
I?
remember it. I was drunk.
I was just and I just don't remember. I was not drunk.
I don't know. I
Uh,
was drunk.
so yes, no, that's what it
Yeah,
is. That's what they say. And I'm not saying I just hope Craig, like this is all
I
I'm
like
saying.
that.
Craig, now that you've
Drunk
said
words are
this
so
out
bad.
loud, Craig, I hope that you know like what you've said. Like it seems like
Mm.
in the preview for next week he says addict again, but like I just hope that you understand now that you've now put this out there and like if you have a problem, people are now going to start talking about it. So because it concerned me that like but it also I think is good that like I actually give him more credit than like Lala or more credit than Kyle. No, Kyle never said she had a problem, but like Lala,
Right.
even Jax, who's coming out this week about how he's getting help, because Greg
Jax.
said it when he was drunk.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he
he's
did.
like going through the storm.
He's in the storm. And
Yeah,
and don't you think that there's probably already a cold front with Paige?
I think that these people have normalized what their relationship is, and so did Craig. So their castmates did. But I think that when they say that it's surprising that they broke up, it's not that their relationship was too good to be true. They're surprised that they broke up. It's the fact that they were like, well, after 2 years of the relationship they had, some people can just make that work. And that's what we thought for you. Not as much, because I think the other part is when you have that long distance relationship,
Mm.
it allows for people to have more opinions of your relationship when you share bad things because they don't have as much to kind of like the positive negative with good moments. Whereas
Okay.
like if they witness a fight, but then they witness like 10 times of no fighting, they have an ability to maybe get involved in that fight, try to make it better. But when they don't know your partner, so like I think that what's going to happen with it is that a lot of these people are going to claim like, well, I thought their relationship was fine because that's what Craig told me. Like,
You're
or I
right.
thought their relationship was fine because we're all public figures and it would have been in the press, but apparently it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't.
Right. Yeah. Well, which is interesting that they kept it for
The
so long.
reality is that Craig has success through a business that's based in the town that he grew up in and where he
Yeah.
lives and
Yeah.
all that.
Someone down south,
Paige is blowing up, and
all
her
over the
business
place.
is nationwide, multiple cities, multiple city tour. We're putting that
Right.
out there. We want that. Um, and
I
um,
love that. I would
and
love to
we
just
could
go
we could
schnock
also
with
open for
people.
the Giggly Squad next time you guys go on tour. We'll come out and do like a 10-15 minute riff, get people excited, run around the audience.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
um, okay. I want to go back to Whitney was funny.
Oh yeah.
He loved the whole thing. And
Oh, he needed he.
I want
They
to say
brought him
this.
in.
When they were talking about it, I thought what was really funny is how Shep said, "Well, and I drive a Buick."
It's not a
Because
bad car. It's not a bad car. It's
we've
fine.
talked about it though. For
Oh
somebody
yeah.
who's a trust fund baby, who has this job, who has plenty of money that he never has to work, he doesn't even have really a side gig. I mean,
Exactly.
one's got the beer, the other one's got the sew-in. Madison has all kinds of her influence, and JT has got his little ends.
Yep.
Everybody on this show, Vanita's got her side gig.
Anita's kind of in her little world though,
The
too.
other
Like,
girl, Sally, is making 400 grand. This is her side gig. Shep got no side gig. There's nothing. Shep's
you're right.
side gig is Shep.
Yep.
And that's his side gig. So he's got that much money. He doesn't
Hmm.
need a side gig, but he does drive a Buick.
He's resourceful.
You would think that he would at least like get a Jeep or something. It'd fit with his image a little bit better. A Buick is a dad car.
I think it was given to him by his dad, and he's never
I,
had to get a new
I
one.
think he doesn't know how to go to a dealership and buy a new one.
Yeah,
I'm
trust me,
just
I get
sort
it.
of surprised.
Or to be
Now,
like, I'm on a show. I have this car that's been super iconic on the show.
yeah,
Let's film me going to get a new car, and you guys give me a good deal, and I'll put you on TV.
yeah. I mean, like, even if
You're on
he had,
TV. Like, use the ratings of the show. They take a piece of your businesses that you start, but they're not going to take like the engine from your car.
I didn't understand that. Um, what did you think when Craig said, "How does it make you feel, Taylor?" He didn't fight for you like he's
These
fighting
people
for
are
her.
ruthless.
Ruthless. I thought that was so rude. He said that, but he was drunk at that point. That's why I asked, "What is Craig on?" Because what's he on? I wasn't sure if he was doing some Bahamian, whatever
And you know what?
mixture.
I'm happy that we're finally talking about the Adderall, Craig, because
Yeah.
you make it bad for people like me that actually need medication for for their issues.
ADHD.
I
Yeah.
don't need medication to graduate law school and then get addicted
Well,
to it.
he's a lawyer. What did he say? I am a lawyer.
I get it, but
And
maybe he didn't
well,
need the
no,
Adderall.
what
Maybe
did
he
he say?
needed it
Oh,
to pass
he's a
law school.
lawyer and a storyteller.
Yeah, but the
He's a
reason why Adderall
storyteller
is really stigmatized is because there's
of
many people
people
that
like
go to
him.
college and then
Yeah.
they sell their Adderall to people that don't
Yeah.
need Adderall.
Right. Well, you know what? He looked rough then with his acne and
And I
stuff.
only know that because I was so stupid. I didn't sell it. I just gave it to people.
Oh, you should have made
I
some
wanted
money.
attention. I wanted them to think I
What?
was nice.
Now, were you surprised she didn't say goodbye, Sienna?
No.
Me either. I would have got the hell out of there. I felt bad for her to a degree.
Well, if I was her, I would have sat like I just think that if I was her, I would have actually blown up in the moment and been like, whoa, 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 you guys are gonna all pay. Like I would have read it like a book. The poor girl was like made me
She
question
didn't
her
know what to do,
intelligence.
but he did romanticize their relationship. Usually it's the other way around.
Yeah,
Usually it's a guy who is like discarding the girl, and
yeah,
the girl is all lovey, like ready to
you're
nest.
right.
And it
Yeah,
was the opposite here, which was even stranger. But
totally.
I loved what he said to Vanita, and he said, "True friends are like stars. They only are evident when it's dark." They're only evident when it's dark. And I love that because so many people get into problems and issues. And when do you know who your real friends are?
I
When
think the
it's
word
dark.
only, I think the word only needs to be taken out and maybe, and they are most shown when times are dark.
Oh, well, it's the phrase
Like it
was
shines through the strongest about
true
your true friends when it's
friends
dark.
are like
Because the
stars.
only is wrong.
They are only evident when it's dark.
But that's BS. Because if your daughter, who I love, if she had a dark time, I'd be there. But I was also, well, it was before I stopped drinking, drunk and my lively self at her wedding as well. So true friends can show up in multiple ways. I think you
No,
see
no,
them the
no. I think
best when
what
it's
he's
dark.
saying
Oh, is that
is
the only people that show up when it's dark are your true friends?
yes,
Not
that's
about the
what the
friend
phrase,
itself. Got it.
no,
So he
no.
said it wrong.
No, he said true friends are like stars and they are
Only show
only
up when they're dark.
evident. No, and they're only evident when it's dark. In other words, when it's dark, your darkest time of your life, your true friends are the ones who show up. Because we all
Oh,
have those
I know what you're
fly by
saying.
night friends
Oh, trust me, fly
who,
by night
when
family too.
and family too, that they're there for the good times, but if you have a problem, you don't see them.
Yep.
And then you can have friends who you can have friends you see all the time, like say once a week, or you talk to them once a week, right?
Hmm.
You talk to them daily, weekly, monthly, whatever it is, right? And something happens, and you're like, where the hell are they? Like, I just
Exactly.
had a problem. And then you'll have somebody you haven't maybe talked to for 3 or 4 months. Or you have, I can think of one or two friends I haven't talked to for a year, but if I called them and said I need help, they'd be there right then and there. Like you wouldn't
Of
even have to
course.
ask and they would show up.
Yeah.
Though that's what he means. In your darkest hours,
Oh yeah.
the ones that shine are your real friends. Because all of us have these friends
Oh yeah. We have friendly people, like people that,
that
yeah,
you
that
just
like
know,
and
but
they're in
would they
only
really
certain parts
show
of our
up?
life, not our whole life.
Exactly. Exactly. But it was
It
I
was
did
fun.
like the flamingos at the end. I'm glad they're
Oh
leaving
yeah.
the island. I'm over the island.
Yeah. This was a stretched out trip, but it was good. It brought my faith back on Southern Charm. And
Yeah,
Rodrigo,
finally. I was waiting for
happy for you,
honest.
Rodrigo. You showed up finally. Finally proud of the gay guy. Thank you.
Exactly. Now, what I was expecting at the end of this episode didn't happen.
What?
I was expecting Madison to say on next week's season finale,
Oh, it's
because
not.
it's not like, what else do we have to do? I mean, this has been a long season
Craig
since
and Paige.
oh, it's going to happen?
They picked up the cameras when it happened.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it
Yes.
happened off. Oh,
Yes.
awesome.
And then they have
Oh,
they
good.
picked up the cameras when it's happening and
I hope
they're
they pick up the camera with Madison. I hope they did that for Madison. I want to see her get her pregnancy test, and
Oh
it's
yeah, I
yes.
think no, oh yeah. Well, I don't know about that. I do know that they
Well, that
picked up
would
the
be cool because she's like 6, 7 months
that's not
pregnant now
sexy.
already.
That's not sexy for them. They don't care. They want the drama. Um what I'm
Yeah, but
saying
I
is
think a lot of people would be happy to see Madison have a
they're
test
probably stretching out the season a little bit so that it goes Southern Charm season finale
because
and then the
Southern
reunion.
hospitality is
Then
over.
no, yeah, but then the reunion
Yeah.
and then Summer House finale where they show Paige going through the breakup,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then Summer House reunion. They're gonna stagger it that way.
Got it. Okay, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that because he's not on Summer House, is he at all,
No,
Craig?
no. Well, he comes in on the phone and stuff, but he doesn't
Okay,
come.
like she does, kind
He
of
may come
basically.
visit. I don't know. I think they said that he does come visit a little bit. So they'll probably show him visiting her in the house.
Because
I
this
don't
is
know.
March now, and they broke up
So
around
he's on Summer House.
Thanksgiving.
They show him normally though when like because the way Summer House works is they show New York City during the week and then the
Okay.
house on the Hamptons on the weekends.
Oh,
It's
okay. I don't
mostly the
watch it.
house on the Hamptons, but then they do
Right. Well,
show
that's
some
where the
scenes
fun
during the week too.
happens. Yeah.
So
Okay. Well, think about it. It's March. And so Summer House happened in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Duh. And
Yep.
so they probably filmed like what, July, August, September, or
But then they
whatever.
say they broke up. Yeah, so they picked up the
And they
cameras
broke up.
around.
They were broke up at no Thanksgiving. They still spent together, and it
Yeah.
was after that. Okay, all right. I'm just trying to put the timeline together.
So,
Okay, all
anyhow,
right. Do we have a mess? Well, we
we already did.
started with
Chef,
it.
we
It's
led with
Shep.
it.
We
Yeah.
led with the thing. Anyways,
The mess.
everybody subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. I love your comments.
Me too. Bye, guys. Talk later.